Hey, welcome to Graphic Policy Television, GPTV. I'm Brett. It's a new month. We have a new unboxing from Blindbox Comics. Now, Blindbox Comics is one of the numerous geeky services out there that delivers a box of items to your doorstep. Now, Blindbox Comics, as the name implies, is geared towards comic book fans. And it's one that I've liked a decent amount. I think they have a very interesting service that is quite enjoyable and delivers. Now, theirs is a little bit different. Unlike a lot of them, they don't have a theme per month. Instead, what they do is have basically two different items. They've got the monthly release of books that are usually like 4 or 5 comics. A lot of them number ones that came out in the last month and a half, somewhere around there. And then they've got variants. I'm going to discuss the variants in a little bit when we actually open that one up. But the monthly comic has been pretty solid. There's a lot of comics that I've read. Not many I've actually owned necessarily, because we do get a lot of review copies, but they're all digital. So let's crack this open and show this off. Already looking at the sheet that they provide, some pretty cool comics in here. Alright, so making sure there's nothing that is standing out at me particular. Alright, so this is Blindbox 8, the 8th one that they've done. First up, we've got Kaiju Max, Season 2, number 1 from Oni Press. How do I describe this? Basically, the series is a bunch of kaiju that are in a prison, and this is kind of their story. It's really, really unique. It's really solid from Xander Cannon, who has done some fantastic indie books out there. So it's all Red Humungo wants to do is go straight now that he's out on parole. But his good-for-nothing brother, Green Humungo, has escaped from Kaiju Max and is crashing at his house with fellow escapee Electrogore in tow. Out of the work, guard Jung drinks his troubles away on the moon, while new police recruit Chisato throws herself enthusiastically into her first day on the job. Also, blindside tackles Phileo, Piety, whatever, Savage Beatings, and a Flintstones reference. Basically, it's big giant monsters are, actually exist in the world, and they're thrown into prison. It's kind of dealing with the big giant monsters as prisoners. Really entertaining, really funny. I've enjoyed the series so far. Next up, Valiant kicks ass. I think they honestly have one of the best comic universes out there when it comes to superheroes. Just in general, one of the best comic universes out there. Every year they put together numerous really amazing events. This summer's is 4001 AD. It's launched in the future of the Valiant universe. Basically, Rai is fighting his creator in a town who's in a city called New Japan, which overflows the world, and it's all kinds of sci-fi awesomeness. So it's exiled from the only realm he's ever known. Rai now walks the ravaged world of 4001 AD in search of forgotten heroes like himself, on a mission to collect the last surviving legends of a broken planet, and to forge a rebellion with the power to bring the most advanced civilization in history crashing down to Earth. So it's Matt Kint and Clayton Crane with covers by David Mack. Absolutely amazing series. There's been, I think, 3rd issue is out this month, so this one came out 2 months ago. 3rd issue's out this week. This one came out 2 months ago. Absolutely amazing series. I absolutely love it. I think it's fantastic. One of the best events in a while. Renato Jones, the 1% number 1 from Image. This one came out, again, about 2 months ago. It's Kyle Andrews, who's done some other work and kind of blanking on the work he did. Oh, he did Iron Fist, Immortal Weapon for Marvel. So this is the 1% owned more than half the world's wealth. They've crashed economies, bought governments, and have amassed more power than any other group in history, and they still don't have enough with this kind of power. How can one man make them pay? Who will make them pay? Enter Renato Jones, a mysterious vigilante out to even the score, and when he enters the fray, the super rich are super fucked. Definitely a mature comic. First issue, it was okay. I was hoping for more concerning the subject. But overall, not bad comic. It was entertaining, worth the read. Coming in this package, I think you'll probably enjoy it. But definitely an interesting series. The 2nd issue is out. We'll kind of see where it all goes from there. Weavers from Boom Studios. Very interesting comic. It's a mob story. Basically, the mob gets these superpowers from these weird spiders. Still learning all about it. It's kind of jacked up and it's strange. So Sid, a young man with nothing going for himself, becomes an unlikely new addition to the Weavers, a brutal East Coast crime family whose members are bound to loyalty thanks to the supernatural spider inside each of one of them, granting them powerful and often grotesque abilities. Once he realizes what he's capable of, Sid sets out to pursue his own secret agenda, counter the group's objective, but he doesn't have much time. The longer the spider's inside, the more loyal he becomes to the Weavers. Really, really interesting series. I enjoyed the first issue. Second issue was solid as well. Definitely one that hopefully you'll enjoy. Yeah, it's probably teen up. This says 15 up. But yeah, I mean, it's Boom Studios. They put out, solid miniseries after miniseries after miniseries. Hopefully you'll enjoy it. All right, next we got Deadpool Massacre #1. Due to popular demand, because apparently you're too lazy to translate it for yourself, Marvel has taken to an unspecified internet translation site and is representing the comic in poorly translated English. Written in English, then translated to Spanish for print, then translated back to English via online language translation software. That alone is worth the price of admission and is the main reason this book made it in your box. Here's hoping it's every bit as ridiculous as it sounds. Deadpool Massacre from #1 from Marvel. I fucking hate Deadpool. Alright, next we've got Steamlore, a curious publication #1 from Antarctic Press. This one is definitely a curiosity. Can't say I know much about it, have not read it. Antarctic Press isn't one that generally reaches out to us, so this is a comic that definitely flew under my radar. So it's presenting a thrilling, chilling blend of steampunk and gothic horror, Lovecraft with care. What is the secret of Amberley's quarterly journal of adventure and esoterica? Is it just a harmless Victorian comic book, or does its stories of strange worlds, dark ceremonies, and terrifying creatures hold the dire warning of real danger in our world? Yeah, so I guess this book was originally supposed to come out for box 6, but got delayed. For brand new customers, you won't get this one, unfortunately. This one is for people who have been subscribing for a while. So this is the lineup of comics. As you can see, a little bit mainstream with Deadpool, but generally some solid indie comics. Comics that probably are flying under a lot of your radars. I know there's at least one here that flew under my radar, and that's saying something because you saw me rattling off pretty much every single other comic in here as to what it is. So as I said, now there's two parts of the Blindbox Comics. There is the comics that we just went through, and then they've got variants. You can get just the comics, you can get just the variant, or you can get both the comics and the variant. Because I'm kind of a completist, I get both. Now this month, they've already told us it's 4 kids walk into a bank. Fantastic series from Black Mass Studios. This is a Touch of Evil homage cover by Tyler Boss. First issue has been amazing, selling out. It's a hot comic. Tons of people want this variant. Is limited to a run of 250 comics, 250 copies. There's only one. Normally with variants, they'll have different versions of them. They'll have 3 different versions. One might have like 1,000 copies, then 500 copies, and like 200 copies. And so you can get variants of the variants, which is kind of cool. Also with the regular comics, sometimes they throw stuff in like autographs, signed certificate autographs, things like that. So you can get bonuses in the regular comics as well. But let's crack this open and show this off. I've been looking forward to this because I'm a fan of the series. So this is by Matthew Rosenberg, who's the writer. We've had him on Graphic Policy Radio as a guest. Definitely check it out. Really great series. Basically, it's a bunch of kids that we can all relate to. They basically are playing like D&D in the first issue. Then they wind up dealing with some guys who clearly have some history with one of their fathers who might have not done some very nice things in the past. And from there, we don't know because we're still awaiting the second issue. Overall, though, fantastic debut. I think one of the most solid debuts of 2016 so far. The fact that it's limited to 250 copies, imagine this one is going to be a variant that a lot of people are going to want to get a hold of. So very cool. So this is basically the entire package. You can get all these comics for this month's box. Next month, they're going to have 5 new selections, new variant covers, and some great original art giveaways. you don't want to miss. Of course, you can sign up below blindboxcomics.com. I don't get anything for it. I think this is just a really cool service. It's one I subscribe to regularly and enjoy. Just really, really cool to kind of see what they get, and I love getting the variants, so I'm psyched on that. Of course, if you enjoy comics, you can catch us and get all the latest comic news at our site, graphicpolicy.com. Of course, we're updating multiple times a day, usually about 24 posts a day, so we're keeping you aware with not just latest releases, previews, but also reviews, interviews, and more. You can also follow us on Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, all at Graphic Policy. We keep it nice and consistent. So, as always, thank you for watching. I love you as viewers. And until next time, keep reading those comics and keep it geeky.